Hello. Today is finally the time for a makeup chat discussing about my selection of all the best makeup new releases. And also I will share with you what is still on my wish list, something that has been recently released but I still have in my wish list. I will refer for this video only to amit.beauty.talk. I will just refer to that Instagram page and you will find their page linked in the description box. But let's start. The first item I'm the most excited about is for sure the Lisa Eldridge new concealer in the form of a pencil. It's gonna be released soon and she revealed the concealer in her latest video where she did an amazing job on doing a glam full face on a mature woman. I love the result because that woman has concerns that are very similar to mine. I have a red spot exactly at the same point that woman has the spot, and Lisa Eldridge managed to erase it completely with that pencil. Now, true to be said, there's also the effect of the studio lighting, so maybe in real life it won't be as seamless as it looked on the video, but I was sold. And that will enable a Lisa Eldridge order finally. Also, since my video about Lisa Eldridge, a video about unpopular opinions, I placed an order, but not at the Lisa Eldridge website. It was a retailer and I purchased the Sorcery palette. You know what? My opinions have not changed after trying the eyeshadows, and that is because I study carefully the makeup that I'm interested in. I usually have an accurate idea before purchasing the products. Despite all of that, sometimes I'm very excited about releases. Despite I'm aware of all the cons, sometimes I proceed to purchase something I'm truly enthusiastic about. Since I've been struggling for years to cancel that spot that I have, what I found is that by using concealers, sometimes concealers are meant for the eyes. They want them to be very lightweight formulas. And the problem is that it vanishes over time. I think that Lisa Eldridge pencil is more a jolly, something that you can use everywhere. And it's already the way I'm using concealer. I'm using concealer in a very targeted area. People on YouTube say always, oh, I use just a little, and then they demo it and they use a lot. They use a lot of concealer. But it's another story. The thing is that I expected that Lisa Eldridge pencil to be waxy, long-lasting. She said that is self-setting, and so you can avoid to put other layers on top that will remove the product a bit. So my question that I would like to try myself is how elastic is the product and how long-lasting is the product and how it looks in real life without the studio lighting. Those are the questions I will reply myself because I will buy the product and I will try the product. So I'm curious about that and I will share for sure that later on this channel. So if you haven't done yet, please subscribe to my channel to join this community of smart people, also conscious with their purchases, targeted to get in their collection only the best out there. The other product that I'm excited about, the product that I would like to incorporate in my collection, is a palette that has been released already and is the Viseart Visepro Structure Brow. And I talked about that palette, how I find it different compared to the Samarix groundwork. I already shared my thoughts, so I won't repeat myself here, but the Viseart palette is already available. For us, European, we have to wait for European retailers because it's very inconvenient, very expensive to import the Viseart palette from the official Viseart website. I'm not aware if they ship internationally, they may be, but it's just too expensive in terms of customs that you have to pay. So I have to wait for a European retailer to get that palette. But you find my thoughts in my video about taupe eyeshadows. Go to the section where I talk about Viseart and you'll find my honest thoughts that it's better that I share just on one video to avoid, haters. Because you know that I share with you my unfiltered opinions and sometimes they may be a bit controversial. For some naive people that run into my videos without knowing who I am, my thinking. Then the Chantecaille Spring collection. This is another collection that excited me a lot. I dedicated an entire video to that Chantecaille collection, sharing my thoughts, my expectation in terms of formula, in terms of the white base, in terms of comparison with the Dior Pastel Glow. It's already there, you can refer to that video. I think Lexi Young has already a video, or she's going to release a video soon. She has quite a close skin tone to mine, a tad lighter than me, but in terms of undertones, she's spot on there. So what looks orange on her looks orange on me, so she's a perfect reference for me. So I'm looking forward for her video to check whether my thoughts are confirmed. I would be happy to chat with you about the topic. I'm curious to know your opinion after watching unedited swatches. And then I would like to talk about the Dior Spring collection that looks very similar to the Chantecaille. There has been some market research about popular colors sold to these luxury brands, and therefore Chantecaille and Dior has come out with the same colors. Because the point is that there's one palette from the new Dior Spring collection that looks exactly the same as the Chantecaille Diana trio. However, I'm totally uninterested in the Dior Quint. I'm referring to the Pink Mania, because this is the reformulated powdery formula by Dior. It's not baked gelée. You can see clearly from the metallic pens around the eyeshadows. To be honest, I like the satin taupe at the bottom left of the Pink Mania palette, but knowing that the formula is not my favorite, I don't like that formula by Dior. I only liked their baked gelée. Still in their baked gelée there's variability. These to me will be chalky because of the talc-free formula that enhances the type of feeling with powders. A better version of it is from last year, the Pastel Glow that I already have. I talked about it in my video about the Chantecaille collection. Also, I found a picture on Instagram that I will share now, and I will link also in the description box the reference to that Instagram page, where in a single picture the two palettes by Dior, the new Pink Mania palette and the Pastel Glow palette, are in the same picture, same lighting, side by side, and you can see that the Pastel Glow is the warmer version compared to the Pink Mania. I prefer the Chantecaille version, so if I purchase one pastel palette this year, it would be the Chantecaille trio because of the formula. Instead, the Forever Couture Luminizer in limited edition Lilac Mania is baked gelée, or at least from the pictures looks like a baked gelée one. I will eventually confirm this, and if it is baked gelée, I will include it in my baked gelée list. It is a database that I've been doing since 2 months, more or less, where I wanted to collect in one single file all the available baked gelée products for eyes and face. So you will find there all the baked gelée products that are in the market. You can refer to the QR code that you see here, but I always link the baked gelée list in my description box. That Lilac Mania is a no for me because of the gray. So instead of mixing the lilac with pink and give some brightness, they decided to go for a grayish tone. It would look like a bruise on my skin, so no way I'm getting bruised effect on my cheeks. And all the other items I'm not interested in. So let's proceed further with another item I'd like to discuss, and is the Givenchy Spring. I want all from that collection. I like the balms a lot, but the star of the show here is the palette, and this palette is amazing. It's a tad warmer than I would like, and I also would like to see it in person to see how much orange is in the shades. I'm in love with the first row because of lavender hues, and that satin baked formula by Givenchy is lovely. The neutral palette 9.12 is one of my favorites from 2024, and I'm intrigued by this one as well. I like also the bottom row with 2 taupes and 1 glittery white. Now, I don't need a glittery white. I have already plenty of them at this point, but the taupes are a great pairing with the lavenders in the first row. What I don't like too much is the middle row because it's too orange. I'm gonna wait to see swatches to judge how orange would be the middle row. If it is not too orange, then I will pick this palette. Another great spring release I don't like the fact that the packaging is a standard black plastic, and in real life, I also find it quite old fashioned, a bit too much cheap looking, too much plastic, too bulky for my liking. Honestly, I'm planning to depot my 9.12 because I think the packaging is limiting the usage of that palette. But it's not something that I plan in the near future. I think I will depot first my singles, other things I'd like to depot first before depotting a Givenchy palette. But still, I don't like that plasticky feeling. So I would have liked the packaging to be revisited and made it sleeker. Nonetheless, I think I'll pick this palette. But I will reserve my final judgment after seeing unfiltered swatches, so after seeing reviews already. Another new release that I've selected for you is the Prada lipsticks that will be released in the limited edition brown case for spring 2025. I love brown. Brown is my favorite color, and I want a Prada lipstick with this brown packaging, but just one, not multiples. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to distinguish them. All the three colors here are colors that intrigue me a lot. There are two permanent shades, Tiepolo and Sedona. Tiepolo is described as a beige pink, Sedona is a nude brown. I remember Sedona being cooler than Tiepolo, but Tiepolo, come on, just for the name, it is named after the Rococo artist Giambattista Tiepolo, a painter that worked in Venice in the 18th century. Therefore, for these artistic associations, I cannot stop to desire a Tiepolo lipstick in my collection. However, I'll try to be strong and I'll try to choose one of these colors, but I will buy for sure one of the three. This is the soft matte formula that I swatched, but I haven't tried. I want a lipstick with this formula because I think it's one of the best in the market. I already have two mini lipsticks, but they are in the hyper matte formula and not the soft matte. But I truly want a soft matte, and this is my chance to take some special piece with a special packaging that I want to use. So I would carefully select the color, but I want one of this. So very excited about this release as well. Oh, another thing, the brush holder by Sonia G is fantastic. I wish there was a cheap version of these, like in plastic, that would be much more affordable because yeah, I don't need such a luxury older. I can't afford it. It's out of my price range. It's very steep because it's $350 and then we pay on top of that 22% taxes. So it will be like 400 euros. As pretty and beautiful it is, will stay like that, a desire, but is a wonderful piece. So after dreaming about that, what to say? Sonia G, I think, is the best brush brand out there. She curates everything from the bundling to the fibers used to the handles. Everything is a piece of skilled craftsmanship with functionality as well and with the right price point compared to the quality. Sonia G is the epitome of the B.O.B. mindset when it comes to brushes. For every day, I tend to use my synthetics or whatever because I don't care too much if I ruin them. They are less precious than these. But if I have special occasions, or if I want to treat myself, I do a Sonia G week. And I think I will start some Sonia G weeks soon to better discuss about brushes because they deserve more space on the beauty community. And not only when she releases new things, but in general. Yeah, the risk sometimes is that we talk about brands only when they release something new. Finally, the Suqqu Spring collection. Well, it's confidently a skip. I'm still waiting for the winter collection to arrive at Cult Beauty. I still would like to purchase the 142 as well as the 102 blush. But this new spring collection is a bit uninspiring to me. For sure, the palette 144 is a no. I dislike the bottom right shade. I truly dislike that rusty brownish red. No, other shades are totally plain. Instead, I'm intrigued by the permanent palette 14. It reminds me of Dior new dress. You can find it swatched in the old formulation in my video where I talked about my revisited top 5 favorites 2023. I like that antique rose. It looks like romantic. It's a color story with a lot of yellow infused in all the shades that make it a bit vintage. I like that effect. Yeah, if I had to choose, I would have picked still the holiday palette with the highlighter. That one again never appeared on Cult Beauty and I missed it. Is sold out on Selfridges. This 40 reminds me of that holiday palette. So in case I cannot get that holiday palette anymore, I will look at this 14. But for now, I can skip every Suqqu purchase. Waiting still for the winter collection that was the best, the one from Hot Makeup. The blushes, yeah, there's nice engraving in it, but I'm not interested in these colors, not at all. And the lipsticks are nice, but all of them look warm. No, I think I will skip the entire collection confidently, finally. I'm free of the Suqqu FOMO. Also, I see from amit.beauty.talk that lavender pressed powders are going to come from Suqqu. Not interested in those. I don't like lavender. I purchased a few lavender powders. They were money lost because the lavender tones are not for me. And lastly, the Tom Ford Rose Exposed Eyeshadow Quad is already available for purchase in US for sure. I like this palette. It's the wet and dry formula. I don't care about what the official description says. I'm aware they say that it's a cream formula. I don't care. It's clearly the wet and dry. So I think it is a new hire that wrote that thing about the creaminess, whatever. I think it was related to the feeling of the gel to powder formula, but it's a wet and dry formula. And there's a variability inside the wet and dry. It depends on the pigment and the amount of glitter that you find. So is the same formula. You can have variability of finishes. Some are duds, still in the wet and dry formula. I've talked about it extensively when I discussed about ranking baked gelée eyeshadows. You find a video here. And if I find it, I think I will pick it up. For nostalgic reason as well, in the sense that it's getting hard to find these baked gelée quads by Tom Ford. It's been a while. They are releasing the creme formula right now that is truly cream to powder. And I don't like it too much. It's the same trend as Pat McGrath, for example. She stopped releasing baked gelée eyeshadows and she now is releasing cream to powder formulas. So I think it's the same trend here for Tom Ford. To be honest, I don't think I will get it because my life will be very busy in the coming months. And I don't think I run into a Tom Ford counter soon or ever. But if the destiny, brings me close to a new palette that is available for purchase, then yeah, maybe I will consider it. And with this consideration, I will end this video here. Let me know what you think about my selection here. Let me know if you have something in your wish list. Let's chat together. See you soon. Bye bye.